The presidential race is in full swing, both in real life and on the brand new season of Netflix's House of Cards.
Which brings us to Kevin Spacey. His President Frank Underwood character finds himself fighting for his political life while locking horns with his greatest opponent yet, his wife, the First Lady. Take a look.
Until you started destroying it.
Oh, you wouldn't have listened otherwise.
Well, all right, Claire. I'm listening now. What is it you so desperately needed to say?
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Mr. President, good morning.
Good morning,
nice
sir.
to see you both. You know, I was supposed to be with Matt, but I guess it takes two of you to replace one.
It does. He insists on two people replacing him.
Got it.
I'm really half a person because I have this boot on my leg. So you're at odds right now. That's where we find you with the First Lady. This cannot last in season 4, can it? I mean, they have to be a force together.
You know, it's so exciting to be able to not talk about this show. I love being able to come on, because, you know, I can't be the spoiler in chief. I can say this, that, you know, when we left them in season 3, they were in the middle of an argument.
Yes.
And that argument picks up when we come back to season 4.
She's always been quite literally an accessory to the crimes of the president and his ally.
And a very, very lovely accessory, by the way.
No question about that. How did they work as adversaries?
Well, you know, I think that the thing that we explored in season 3, and I think to some degree continues in season 4, is, you know, these two figures who have had such success in working in the shadows in the dark alleys, who suddenly find themselves in the hot white spotlight of the Oval Office. And how does that change them? How does that change the way they try to achieve what they are setting out to achieve politically, as well as personally? And those are some of the things that we'll explore.
That you won't talk about right now.
I've gotten so good at dodging questions
Really good.
as a politician.
You should run.
Yeah, you got a knack for this. I was looking back at the first interview we did with you and Robin when
over there.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
And it was season 1, and it was hilarious because the transcript was all about what is this thing called binge watching?
Right.
This concept that you could watch all the episodes at once, and it was so foreign then, which by the way wasn't that long ago.
I know, it's all those ancient years of 2013. So long ago.
But you brought binge watching to the culture. You mainstreamed it.
Look, I think we might have made it a little bit more prevalent, but the truth is people were binge watching before that. You know, box sets really proved to us, and it's one of the reasons why the ultimate decision to release the entire series at once was made, was because we could see the evidence that people were staying at home on the weekends watching, you know, 5 seasons of a show and 3 seasons of a show. And so it seems that the public was saying they want to be in control. They want to be able to watch it when they want to watch it.
We spent the first part of our show this morning talking about another Donald Trump victory. He won Nevada by more than 20 points. Is he the kind of guy who President Underwood would get behind? Would he endorse Donald Trump?
Get behind just to shove him.
Really? He would not endorse Donald Trump?
I don't think so, no.
Do you think he could take him, Frank Underwood?
You know, it's been interesting because as we've gone along, and we're in the middle of a presidential election in our show, and obviously we're in the middle of a real presidential election. I'm going to try to not blend fact and fiction. I'll just avoid that question.
Well, you really are getting good at being a politician, my friend.
It's really rubbed off on you. Have to ask you about the Smithsonian. Then they unveiled a portrait of President Underwood the other day. This is the first fictional president they featured in a portrait.
Yes.
Which I was thinking, okay, so that means no West Wing, no Martin Sheen, no Harrison Ford in Air Force One. What does it say that they've chosen Frank Underwood to represent, who is totally diabolical?
That I have something on all the trustees at the Smithsonian. It was actually an incredible night, and we did it as if it was a real, genuine presidential unveiling of a portrait. And so I showed up as Frank Underwood, gave a speech. The executive director is a wonderful woman, also gave a speech. And everybody thought, oh, who's that actress playing the executive director? But it was actually her, and it was a really remarkable thing, because it's a real portrait. This wonderful artist named Jonathan Yo, who had done me before in a portrait when I played Richard III, did a really kind of remarkable portrait. There's a shot of it. And it will hang in the Smithsonian in the entryway as people walk in. And it will be there for 6 or 7 months, and then they hope to get someone to buy the painting and then donate it to the Smithsonian so it can stay there in the collection.
Really
Smithsonian's nice and all, but before we let you go, you're really nobody until you have a good luck hoodie. the Florida Panthers
That's
of
right.
the NHL. I think we have one. This is their good luck charm. I don't even know how to explain it. It's the Spacey in space hoodie.
Yeah.
They're in first place in their division.
They are.
And they owe it all to you.
Well, they give this out at every game to the most valuable player, and it's Spacey in space. There's one of the players there. And yes, I've become their sort of good luck charm, and I'm very pleased. They've been doing incredibly well.
You're disembodied. It's just your floating
it's Spacey
head.
in space.
Yes.
And I'm very excited for them. I'm glad that they're doing really well, and I hope we can help them continue to win.
Kevin, thank you so much. By the way, the full season of House of Cards will be available on Netflix March 4th, and he will not speak of it until then.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.